Well, it's the final decision when it comes to the basing of the B-21. It's the record of decision issued by the Air Force. It's signed, it's official. The B-21 is coming to Ellsworth Air Force Base. And what that means is it's exciting news because when we host the B-21, we're not only going to have the first operational unit, but we're also going to have the first training squadron housed at Ellsworth Air Force Base, and that's enormously important, not only to America's national security, but also to the Black Hills region, who has such a wonderful relationship with the base, with the airmen who work there and their families, and we're just excited for what this opportunity means for South Dakota. Right. Well, when I first got, I was in the House of Representatives, obviously, and we supported the base over there. But in 2005, after I was first elected to the Senate, it was announced that they were going to close Ellsworth Air Force Base and move the B-1 bombers to Texas. We shifted into high gear in a hurry and went to work to try and reverse that decision. And it involved a tremendous amount of effort. It was a huge team effort. The community, obviously, the delegation, the state, we were all working together to make an argument for why that was a bad idea. And we made a very effective, I think, national security argument in that you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You know, you want to have some of your assets dispersed around the country. And we also made an argument for why it was going to cost more money, and that had to do with access to training ranges. And so we were able to actually prove to the Base Closure Commission that it would cost more to close Ellsworth than it would to keep it open. Well, first off, we had to get it off the base closure list back in 2005. It's remarkable how far we've come in 16 years. They were actually going to close the base down, move the B-1 bombers down to Texas, and we kicked it into high gear and made, I thought, what were very good arguments about why that was a bad idea. And eventually the Base Closure Commission took Ellsworth off the base, kept it open, and we continued to have B-1 stationed there. But in the meantime, we've been working diligently to try and enhance the value, the military value, of Ellsworth Air Force Base. And one of the things that we were graded down for during the last base closure round was access to training ranges. And so we have the Powder River, what they call MOA, Military Operating Area, just outside of Ellsworth Air Force Base. It's where the B-1s train. Well, we were able, over the course of about a decade, to dramatically expand the size of that, quadrupled the size of it. It's now the largest training range, training space in the continental United States, and added additional capabilities. So now they're able to do large force exercises there. You've got B-51s, B-1s, B-52s coming in there. You've got fighters in there. You've got literally all the different weapon systems that we use in a theater of conflict coming into this training range. So that was an important, obviously, accomplishment to be able to get that done, and I think that made basing the B-21 at Ellsworth Air Force Base that much more attractive. And of course, we've worked on many other things in the meantime when it comes to facilities out there, infrastructure, and a lot of projects to try and keep the base a very viable and strategic and important piece of our national security architecture. It's enormously important for South Dakota. Ellsworth Air Force Base employs, I think it might be maybe the second largest employer literally in the state of South Dakota. And so many families, the Black Hills region, Rapid City, Box Elder, the communities in the area, all benefit from the economic impact that it has. It has a tremendous, in terms of the economic activity that having the base there creates for the Black Hills region. It also, it's a really unique relationship between the communities out there and the base. The men and women, the airmen I should say, who work there, the men and women in uniform, have it's almost like part of the family in western South Dakota. So having the B-21 coming there and being based there and knowing what that's going to mean in terms of additional construction on the base. The B-21 is a stealth bomber. It'll be part of our nuclear triad, which means additional investment in terms of some of the places where we house and base and all the infrastructure that comes with housing a nuclear mission. It's going to be a big investment there, a lot of folks involved with that, more people on the base, which means more families in the community, and obviously that has a tremendous economic impact on the entire Black Hills region. So very exciting news on so many levels, And first and foremost, the contribution the B-21 is going to make to defending Americans and American interests, both here at home and around the world. Well, you're always a little apprehensive until something's a done deal, but we've been very optimistic about the future of the base since we got it off the closure list back in 2005. We've been playing the long game, making investments, thinking in terms of the vision for the base and how it fits into our country's national security force structure, and it's been very exciting to be a part of that process these past 16 years and to see it finally come to fruition. The B-21 bomber, you know, the next, you know, the most important, one of the most important weapon systems in our entire military is going to be based right in Ellsworth in western South Dakota. So very exciting day for the military and for our national security, but also a very exciting day for everybody in the Black Hills region. Well, lots of construction. You know, there's going to have to be additional facilities built. There'll be more personnel coming in. And obviously to accommodate the additional capabilities that the B-21 has, it'll take some additional facilities, and some of that's already happening. You'll see more of it over the next few you know, weeks and months and years, and obviously eventually the B-21 will be housed there. We'll have the you know, the training unit, the first operational squadron will be located there. But a lot of this investment is starting to take place. The Liberty Center, which is in Box Elder, and it's a massive you know, recreational fitness workout place that will take the place of and substitute for one of the facilities on the base that is now being used to accommodate that. And it'll be a great asset for the community of Ellsworth. The National Guard will have access to it. The men and women at Ellsworth Air Force Base, we want to keep them ready, fit, and to go anytime they're needed. And this is, we hope, the start of something that will really expand and grow and just make that area a real magnet for the military families and for the communities that are around them in the area.